and welcome to my channel. My name is Diana. I make paper and foam flowers for decorations. And in this video I would like to show how to make poppy. I will use Italian crepe paper and it must be 180 grams because it needs to stretch quite well. This color will be for petals. This will be for stamens. In the end I will find there's one more thing you can use for stamens for ends. I'll try to find it. And this will be for to cover the ball and a little bit of green in the back. Then ball this time is 8 centimeter diameter. And to hold it on the stem I'm using 25 millimeter PVC pipe, which is 10 centimeters long, and stem is going to be 20 millimeter pipe, so it will go inside easy. And this will be here, and stem goes here. Hot glue and scissors. I always use only large hot glue guns to make it quicker. Then for petals I will use wires. If it's 50 to 60 centimeters, then you can use 20 gauge, which is 0.8 thickness. If it's like 60 and more, then it should be 18 to make it stronger. This time I'm thinking to go with 16. And for center I'm using these as well. I think they was called pipe cleaners or something like that. Well, these are these soft wires, but often are for kids craft. For ball I have this pale green paper. It can be any color what you like for it. It's 16 centimeters wide and 12.5 this way. For stamens cut 25 centimeters and cut it in 4 pieces. If you want longer, then you can make longer. So there would be 4 pieces like this, and this simply just cut stamens like that, leaving about 3 centimeters here. Not too wide and not too small either. For petals you need to cut 30 centimeters wide, and for poppy I'm making I cut it 35-36 centimeters long. This unfortunately will be spare. And then you fold it, cut round corner on the top, and on the bottom just cut a little bit off. Not too much, like really 3 centimeters off. If it's gonna be wide, if you cut too much, then these sides will be pretty floppy, and so it should like this. So this wire is 36 centimeters long. I don't use it all. I just cut them in half. so 18 centimeters for each petal. And also I need some piece to cover the wire, about centimeter wide. If wire would be the same color of what is the petal, then it's probably okay without covering. Before gluing petals, let's put pipe in a bowl. So cut a little bit here out, because just to glue it on, it might not hold. So simply put some glue on this end. Wait a few seconds, because just straight after it's really hot and it will melt the ball. And then you put it inside as straight as possible. And as is in polystyrene ball, it usually cools down quite slowly, so this will wait when we are done with petals. Find the middle, and here I can see the line, so it's easier. And put the wire there, hold it, and nice steady hand, put the line next to it. If you don't cover it, then when you are molding it, be careful in this spot, because it can break off there. If you cover it, then it's no problem. And so I cover it. Don't put glue here, because then you can put it too much. Easier is to put a first here. Put it on the wire. Smooth it out. And then you can see how far do you need to cut it off. And then just put glue on the rest. That's what you do with the rest of them. When it's cooled down, then you start shaping it. So I'll do all of them now, and then we will shape them. So how we shape them is, I usually do 2 petals at the same time. Wrap it like this and twist the top. I would say don't stretch and twist where the wire is, because then It bends all the ways too as well. Twist all this side. Stretch it a little bit as well. Then about this height, stretch it, make it wider. Basically all this part which is here. And then round it a little bit. Don't round it too much, just tiny bit here where the wire ends. Fold it twice on one side and staple. And fold it twice on other side and staple. And bend it a little bit back, about 3 centimeters. So these folds will hold petal up, won't be floppy or sad looking. Otherwise you would need the wires on the sides as well. This way it's holding itself. I stretch it just the middle, so ball will go inside and this will meet here. So at first check, is it stretched enough? And it covers all. And then quite quick, you need to do it all quite quickly to cover all area with glue. Because I found it easier to do it in one go, not middle then top then bottom. It's harder to get glue there. Just cover it. Tiny bit, if it's tiny bit, it's fine. Visible here. If it's too much, you can cut it off. Well, if it's too big hole here, then I guess you should do it over again. Then we use pipe cleaners. Cut them in half. And so first like that, make a cross like this and glue it in the center. I will cut it down. Just a little bit. So this goes in the middle. And we glue the end. And take 2 more and do the same. And then glue 1 more. So like that. And these of course goes around here. So don't rush, so they will be even. So then we twist these stamens. I think it's easier to twist them when they are glued already, because then the bottom is not twisted and it's easier to glue on. But if you like, you can twist them before you glue them on the ball. And you can just bump them a little bit up, make it more messier. And then I will spray a little bit to make it look like there's a pollen. There's one more option that you can do. You can use these things. You can put some glue, but not hot glue this time. It could be PVA or varnish or something like that. Put some glue on the ends of these stamens and have these on there, so they would be looking like a pollen. But it adds some time. If you're using PVA glue, then it adds some time to dry. So that's why I'm not using it too often. So for this one, I sprayed a little bit of white in the end. So then just glue the petals. At first 3, and then 3 others. So when you added glue, make sure that glue was here as well, above the folding line. When one line is done, hold it till it cools down. And then on second row, I usually put first petal opposite the last petal. just need to cover this. Got our green. So best to cover just this part, because it's hard to know how long you really need the paper. Because here you press it inside. Or you can make sepals as well, and then cover the rest of it. And make a stem. And that's how you make this large poppy. It's exactly 60 centimeters wide. If you make smaller, then you make smaller petals. If you make larger, then you make larger. It's easy to adjust it. It's easy, it's quick, and doesn't take too much materials and too much time. So it's easy to price it. It's easy to make it different. You make different kind of colors. You can color here. You can color just edges. You can make edges even curlier, or you can make it quite smooth. Then just play around and make many kind of them. I hope you will like what you made, and this will be useful. Thank you. Bye.